Hey y'all, and welcome back to yet another episode of Pen and Paper Podcast, where we are always giving a little bit of everything for a whole lot of somebodies. Of course, you are tuned in into the 8 Days of Podmas, where we're giving a little bit of Christmas cheer for a whole lot of listeners near and dear. Y'all, before we get started, of course, I want to shout out our sponsors, the Kingdom Transportation and the Entrepreneur in You, for sponsoring this 8-Day Podmas series.
All right, let's pause for a second. This next part is for all the future founders, the side hustlers grading papers at midnight, and the educators with big visions. If you've ever thought, I could build something better, then you need to check out The Entrepreneur in You. This isn't just another book. It's a movement built for educators by educators, turning classroom expertise into real, sustainable businesses. Whether you're launching a tutoring company, writing a curriculum, or building a full-on edtech brand, The Entrepreneur in You gives you the training tools and mentorship to actually do it with clarity and confidence. Don't let your ideas stay in your notebook. Visit thelouismorgan.com or contact 919-404-7707 and start building the future of education on your terms. Again, that's thelouismorgan.com or contact 919-404-7707 and tell them Cammie sent you.
Now, we're going to get into sharing some of your stories that you guys sent in to us, and I just want to have a little laugh to see what was some of your holiday chaotic stories. All right, let's get started. Story number 1. This one they entitled Transportation Meltdown. Dear Pen and Paper, Christmas dinner was scheduled for 4 p.m., but everyone ran into a mess. My cousin got stuck in traffic for 2 hours, my uncle got lost on the way, and my aunt forgot the pies in the oven. By the time everyone arrived, it was 9 p.m., the food was cold, the dog was begging for scraps, and my little cousins were running around like sugar-fueled tornadoes. But somehow, between the chaos, the wine, and the laughter, it felt perfect. Nobody complained, nobody fought, but we agreed. Holidays are never perfect, but the mess makes the memories. I love that. That is so true, y'all. You never can control what happens when it comes to Christmas, especially when it comes to everybody trying to get together. I will say that it is very chaotic, but it's kind of in the chaos that it's really just something to remember forever. So I love that. Thank you for sharing that story. All right, story number 2. They entitled this The Loud Decorator. Let's get into it, y'all. It says that my uncle decided this year he would handle the lights. This already sounds bad. 3 hours in, he tangled in some wires, stepping on ornaments, and yelling at the extension cord like they personally offended him. He tripped over the dog, and suddenly the ornaments from the tree are shattered on the floor. My mom walks in, seeing the scene, and screams, "What did I just come home to?" He's crying, apologizing, and still trying to fix it, but by the end of the night, the tree looks okay-ish. And we all agree, Black men decorating holidays deserve a medal and a therapist. Honestly, y'all, that is hilarious because anybody knows that in a Black household, the tree is either extravagant or it is looking like a Charlie Brown tree. It is up to you, and you gotta make sure that you fluff it. So why did y'all put your uncle in charge knowing doggone well this is probably not his first time messing up the tree? All I gotta say is kudos to your mom for keeping her peace. But next time, sis, bro, you gotta make sure that you step in and help because y'all can't be having no ugly tree. Come on now. Everybody know the tree is important. That is hilarious. Thank you for sharing your story. All right. This one they entitled The Drama Phone Call. Let's see what this is about. Every year, my aunt calls from 6 a.m. until 11 p.m. complaining about the menu, the music, the decorations, anything she can find. This year, she found a new complaint. That sounds about like a lot of people in our family. The gravy wasn't thick enough. She called my cousin in Atlanta, my sister in New York, and me in Houston, all while yelling into the speakerphone. By the time she called back for the 4th time, we all had started guessing what her next complaint would be. The Christmas tree looks sad. The pie is too round, or maybe the dog doesn't appreciate the candlelight. Eventually, someone muted and called, and we all exhaled in unison. Auntie says it was a loving critique. Some people just can't experience joy without a live broadcast of complaints. But credit where it's due, they're keeping the family traditions alive in their own special way. Now, I love this story because, y'all, everybody has that one family member that no matter how good everybody tries to come together, they gonna have one thing to complain about. Now, one thing I would say to your auntie is, what is she contributing to the family traditions? Now, instead of critiquing y'all, let's make it our duty to really and intentionally show up and have our parts. There is nothing worse than people complaining but not being a part of the big setup of Christmas. So make sure, y'all, that y'all are helping everything in motion, whether that be the food, whether that be the decorations, whether that be bringing something to drink and the spoons and the forks. Either way, make sure that you are playing a part, y'all, so that everybody feels overly happy to be there, and also they feel not overwhelmed, because that's really important. All right, y'all, that was our last story. So now I want to hear from you. Send me some of your wildest, most funny, and messiest holiday stories, because I want to read the real stuff. The things that may have made you laugh, the things that may have made you cry, the things that you just never can forget. Send me your most chaotic stories, y'all. And of course, we've come to the end of our show. So as always, I want to shout out our sponsors, Kingdom Transportation and The Entrepreneur in You, for sponsoring this 8-day Podmas series.
Hey, you, real quick. Think about your grandparents and your favorite uncle and auntie. You do know they deserve more than unreliable rides and long waits, right? That's where Kingdom Transportation comes in. Located in Raleigh, North Carolina, they are a non-emergency transportation service built with love just for them. Safe, respectful, and on time every time. Whether it's a doctor's visit or Sunday brunch, they make sure our elders ride with dignity. Check out Kingdom Transportation, because taking care of our own never goes out of style.
Y'all, as always, we're giving a little bit of everything for a whole lot of somebodies, but I want y'all to stay tuned as we go into the Battle of the Holiday playlist. Now, this one is going to be something that I'm really excited about, because y'all know how we get down with music. So stay tuned for our next episode, and as always, y'all, these are the 8 days of Podmas. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, hey, hey.